Recently, Rift Valley lakes like Lake Naivasha, Lake Baringo, Lake Bogoria, and Lake Nakuru have been swallowing up villages near their banks. And there were even reports that Lake Bogoria and Lake Baringo might swell up to a point whereby they merge. And as you know, if they merge, it might become environmentally disastrous because Lake Bogoria is an alkaline lake, while Lake Baringo is a freshwater lake used for irrigation. And if they merge, their different unique ecosystems may collapse because of mixing of alkaline water with fresh water. So it would also destroy the Pekera irrigation scheme, which relies on Lake Baringo. And the beautiful flamingos of Lake Bogoria could be destroyed because they rely on alkaline water. So that being said, why is this happening? So Rift Valley lakes are basin lakes. So basin lakes are lakes that form when water collects on the lowest point on the topography. As we know, the flow of the Rift Valley is one of the lowest inland points in Kenya. So meaning they usually don't have outlets. So there are only two Rift Valley lakes with outlets, and both of those lakes have underground outlets. And that is Lake Naivasha and Lake Baringo. So the lakes which don't have underground outlets would have to rely on surface outlets. And naturally, because they are at the lowest point on the land, they can't have natural surface outlets, because where is the outlet going to flow to, considering that the lake is already on the lowest point? So that means that most of these lakes rely on evaporation as the only outlet. And as we know, evaporation can only do as much, so they are not very good at evacuating a lake. So why are these lakes expanding? So number one is because of siltation. Because of poor agricultural practices, such as over-tilling of nearby lands, there is a lot of siltation, and that siltation also comes from the rivers that drain into the lakes. So meaning it comes even from very far upstream. So that siltation collects on the basin lakes. It's like silt collecting on the bottom of a basin. Think of an actual basin. So if that happens, then it reduces the capacity of the basin. So it means that if the basin continues to get the same flow of water, then it spills over on the sides. That is what happens with the lakes, that the bottoms have been over silted because of runoff silt from nearby farming activities, and the volume of the lake has reduced to a point whereby the water that comes to the lake fills it up very quickly. So another thing that siltation does is that it clogs the underground drainage of these basin lakes to a point whereby now even the lakes that used to have underground drainages like Lake Naivasha and Lake Baringo may no longer have them, because the silt has plugged or clogged the underground drainages that drain their water into aquifers. And also this does another thing: it depletes the underground aquifers in surrounding areas. Another reason why the lakes are spilling over is that also as a result of deforestation of surrounding areas, then the surface runoff becomes heavy. The vegetation that would have slowed the flow of water to give it enough time to seep into the ground and not flow into the lake is no longer there. So the surface runoff runs a lot of water into the lake, causing it to fill up quicker. Another reason is, as a result of climate change, the dry seasons are usually drier and the wet seasons are wetter. As you know, there has been a lot of rainfall of late in Kenya. In fact, there has been a lot of flooding activities in the last 5 to 10 years. And that results in these lakes getting a lot of inflow of water into them, filling them up. So this is a circular problem that is caused by overpopulation around the lakes, and also whose impact is worsened by overpopulation around the lake. It's a problem that needs to be addressed quickly, because it is affecting people's livelihood in terms of affecting agriculture, affecting the environment, affecting tourism, and also affecting habitat. At least now you know how the problem came about, and as a result, you may also know how to solve the problem. Thank you.